Head busting boxing, we are back in the house, and boy, oh boy, things just keep getting deeper and deeper. Like it's like an onion. The more we look into this whole Anthony Joshua thing, we just find the layers after layers. First, it has been reported that Anthony Joshua's father tried to attack Eddie Hearn after the fight, actually while Ruiz was being interviewed. So if you can go back and look at the end, you might actually see it where Joshua's father supposedly was trying to get at Eddie Hearn and could be heard cursing him out. From what was told, and this is all over the place overseas, over in Europe, and I have a couple of friends over there, and they're putting it out there that Anthony Joshua got knocked out. And that's supposedly why his father did not want, and probably him as well, did not want him to take to proceed in this fight. Now, it's been pictures all over the internet with his eye swollen. If you've been on Facebook, I'm pretty sure you've seen it, so I'm not even gonna bother to pull it. But it was pictures all over the internet with his eye swollen and red. Supposedly he was scratched up or whatnot. So this is not a good look. According to Talk Sports over in the UK, they're reporting, and this is like a blog radio station if I'm not mistaken. They're saying that Joshua was knocked out by, and I cannot pronounce his name, Joey Dawajko, something like that. Wouldn't surprise me if that J made a silent sound or made a Y sound. So I don't know. Dawajko, something to that nature. And the article says Ruiz Jr. 2.0, Anthony Joshua lost. Meet Joey Dawajko, the man rumored to have knocked AJ out in sparring before Ruiz Jr. lost. And it says Joey Dawajko is one of three fighters is on a 3-fight losing streak and somehow managed to knock out the unified champion of the world in sparring. And let me see. I'm not going to read the whole article, but I will provide the link. It says AJ promoter and Matchroom Boxing kingpin Eddie Hearn has moved to deny those rumors, but it's difficult to deny something wasn't right with AJ from the walk-in onward. And a lot of people has been talking about that also, that even the way they walked in, you know, the way they made their way down to the ring even seemed a little unusual. The man responsible for supposedly knocking Joshua out in Philadelphia-born heavyweight Joe Dawajko. Dawajko is 5'10" and has a similar build to that of Ruiz, but he has failed to win in his last 3 contests with 7 losses on his record. Joshua's camp couldn't have imagined he would do so much damage. The best result of the 28-year-old career was a draw against Joshua's original opponent for his U.S. debut, Gerald Miller. That's right, you heard that right. He drew a fight with Gerald Miller, and some people thought he should have demanded a rematch because they believe he won. He also lost to Charles Martin, the man Joshua destroyed to win his first world title. World Boxing News claimed that's also a UK channel, I believe. I know that is. I'm not sure about Talk Sports. I believe it is, but I know WBN is, because I get some of my articles from that from time to time. Claims Dawajko was responsible for the facial injuries Joshua had on display for the weigh-in and fight. Injuries AJ played down. See, that's what I was talking about before. The report goes on to say Joshua's father, Robert, wanted the bout called off when it was discovered AJ was dealing with a secondary concussion as a result. Naturally, many would assume, and see, that's another thing that would explain why he, I mean, because I ain't gonna front. That blow upside the head, I didn't think, I mean, it was, Ruiz landed some heavy shots on him in that 3rd round. But the stuff he went down with is what surprised me. The first initial knockdown. Now that second knockdown, he took a beating in that corner, so it is what it is. But it says, the report goes on to say Joshua's father, Robert, wanted the bout called off when it was discovered AJ was dealing with a secondary concussion. As a result, naturally many would assume this is what Robert was so upset about after the loss and wanted to blame Hearn for proceeding with the fight anyway. And they got pictures of the two fighters together, the Watchco and AJ. And it says, it is not unusual for sparring partners to sign non-disclosure forms in this day and age with top stars. It could just be, like Joshua says, that Ruiz Jr. was the better man on that night, and this is all conjecture. However, the evidence is all there too. Joshua did indeed have marks on his face. He did not look his usual relaxed self prior to the fight or during. He did ask trainer Robert McCracken, who do I feel like this? Who do I feel like this? I don't understand that. At the end of round 6, and his father was furious at the climax of the fight with AJ's own team. Could it all just be a coincidence? I would say no. I mean, like I said, it makes sense. He did not look right. He did look beat up. He did have a swole eye. He did have marks on his face. He did look extremely timid in the first round. He wanted nothing to do with contact, and if you had just suffered a concussion, that makes sense. That make a lot of sense. Now, I mean, Joshua already appeared in previous fights like he does not like getting hit, but even that was extreme for him. He seemed to be extremely fragile mentally and physically in that fight. And when I say fragile physically, I mean, I'm not saying Ruiz didn't hit him with some good shots, but I was surprised that he went down off of the stuff he went down in the first round. And to be honest with you, in my opinion, some of those knockdowns wasn't even legitimate as far as what put him down. I'm not saying he wasn't getting beat on. Like when he was getting pounded on in that corner, he was getting smacked up. Like he was clearly wobbled. But a lot of times Ruiz was also pushing him down. That's how, I don't know, you could look and see that for yourself. Hit me up in the comment section, let me know if you agree with that or not. I mean, ain't no big deal to me either way. He lost and he was getting beat up. So the amount of knockdowns really don't even matter. The fact is he didn't want to do it no more at the stopping point in round 7 when he didn't come out of that corner. But does this make sense to you? Does it sound like it's legitimate? Do you believe this guy was whooping up on AJ? Hey man, his father was pissed off about something. But anyway, hit me up in the comment section, let me know. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. This is Fight Doctor representing Hair Busting Boxing. I am out.